So yet another actress attached to Birds of Prey has come out spouting current year so stunning, so brave rhetoric. Apparently not to be outdone or left behind, Birds of Prey star Rosie Perez, that's right, Rosie Perez, on Fighting Hurt, refusing to be, see that wonderful word there, and winning Jeopardy. I swear, sometimes I wonder if my soul can roll its eyes, because sometimes it really, really feels like it does. Hey there, so today we return to that wonderful world of reciprocity where apparently Hollywood, they've been sending out a certain message, and the thing that they get back, it's not pocket change, but rather pocket lint and pockets full of broken dreams. See, Hollywood has been under this assumption for a while that you can take a big enough franchise, throw it out in front of people, and that makes money. Ghostbusters, for example. Charlie's Angels, Terminator, Star Wars, and now they've taken Harley Quinn, and they thought the same thing. And during all of that, we're of course told about the ensemble, how they overcome and persevere, how they cue the violins, how they can do everything, basically, except make money for franchises. What's funny is this attitude, it permeates everything, even puff pieces like the one in front of you. February is a big month for Rosie Perez. The actress, 55, currently stars as a BA among BAs in Birds of Prey, and in a few weeks she'll be seen alongside Anne Hathaway and Ben Affleck in Netflix's Next Thing He Wanted. You can congratulate her on the busy time, but just don't suggest that this is one of the biggest moments of her career. That's ridiculous, says Perez, snapping back at the suggestion. You're talking about a 30-year-plus career. See, maybe it's just me, but when you can't hold back the venom when somebody's going out and giving you a pass for a gigantic failure, I don't know, maybe that says something about you. But then again, I'm not in Hollywood, so maybe I don't know the game. Now, after talking about her accolades a bit, they start discussing her character in the movie. Now she's entering the comic and superhero world as the overlooked, alcoholic Gotham City detective Renee Montoya. Everything is bland about her, said Perez. The pressure that I had was to deliver a good performance because my role is kind of played straight, whereas everyone else is a bit flashy. Wow, bland. What an interesting way to make me buy into your character. I mean, such a great standard to throw out. But no, that's not enough. I mean, look at all the stuff she has to overcome here. But being the straight woman next to the colorfully crazed Harley Quinn wasn't the only challenge for Perez, who not only had to keep up with her younger co-stars, so she noticed that there she's hobbling around with a cane during the many fight sequences, but had to do so with a torn meniscus disc, which occurred the first day of training. Oh, so she got injured there. So she's not only hobbling around with a cane because she's older. Nope, she has to do that because she's hurt. It was excruciating, she shares. So even though we had fun, it was very, very hard to work through an injury like that. I requested a physical therapist be on set, so in between takes, I'm getting massaged out and realigned. So she has to get massages between takes. I mean, you wonder where all the money goes to in this stuff. I remember Margot and Mary came on set one day, and the physical therapist was working on me, and I'm screaming in pain, and Margot does, "Do you want to set it out?" And I'm like, "No," and miss all the fun. Yep, back when we rode dinosaurs. We had to walk uphill in snowstorms to get to school. Man, Hollywood is tough. Now, what's hilarious about this article is this is supposed to be a picture of Rosie Perez having fun. I mean, do these folks look like they're having fun there? You can see the director giving Margot Robbie some tips on how to whatever's going on here, and Rosie Perez is standing there like, yeah, you know, I'm too cool to be in this freaking movie. Don't you know my other works? White men really can't jump. Rosie Perez also throws something hilarious in here, blowing the idea out of the water that these folks, they're actually accomplishing something new, stunning, and brave. She wants credit, see, for being one of the people that started some type of movement. And when she does that, well, you can see it here. So in addition to the chance to kick A, Perez was intrigued by the unapologetic nature of director Kathy Yan's film and the fact that it was not a heavy-handed statement of empowerment. With a female director, female writer, and a group of female leads, Birds of Prey is still an outlier in Hollywood, especially the superhero world, but Perez doesn't want people thinking this was the start of the movement. The freaking movement. I mean, you would think that these folks are going out and setting the world ablaze the way that they talk about themselves. But continuing, this isn't the first project I've been part of where there was a female producer or a female writer or a female director or a female lead, she says. The difference is that this is the first film in that category with a big budget, major studio backing, major marketing push behind, major belief behind it. This narrative of late that female cast and females in front of the camera and behind the camera is a novelty or a new thing is false. Women have been doing this since the beginning of cinema. It's just right now there's a major spotlight on it, which is a welcome spotlight and a beautiful thing. But I don't want people to forget or discredit or discount all of the triumphs and the struggles that other women in the film industry have done or continue to do, because it's a great disservice. And in that, Rosie Perez accidentally shines a spotlight on something that she doesn't mean to. See, she wants to take credit. She wants credit coming before all of these folks. And what that says is that the narrative that they're pushing, telling us that all of these things that she just listed mattered, yeah, she's saying that they don't matter. And if you have to sell a movie on something like merit, then what is Birds of Prey exactly? Well, it's just another cheap knockoff of the same old, same old. And then comes the self-serving spotlight and the speech, if you will, telling us what this article is truly about. Herself. And Perez knows all about both triumphs and struggles in this industry. Despite all of the accolades accrued over her long career, she recently told NYT of her career it could have been and could be better. So I'm going to keep fighting. EW asked the actress to elaborate on why she feels that way. When you're of color, you knew this would come in. So when you're of color and you don't want to pass and be, well, you notice that word there, you paid the price. You're not privy to certain roles because of the ism. You notice this stuff, it's the ism. Whether it's over or subtle, and the roles that are offered continuously, like I get offers all the time, they're insulting and they further this negativity that I don't want to be part of. So it takes a lot of strength within oneself to say no to the projects that you know are going to be commercially viable and successful, to say no to the big payday. It takes a lot to have belief in yourself and belief in the long game and faith that it's going to come. If you just keep doing the work, they're still going to come for you and they're still going to offer you the good stuff. Because let's say when people write a love story, why does it predominantly always have to be a white person? You see that there? It has to be a white person. And then if they say, well, we would have changed it, and I say, why? Why do you have to change it? They didn't change White Men Can't Jump. They didn't change Fearless. Why? And they just can't think past that. So riddle me this. What exactly can't they get past? Is it the fact that they somehow have the ism and can't get past their casting choices? Or do they remember when Rosie Perez actually carried movies and, well, how those turned out? See, when I think back to, say, A White Man Can't Jump, I think about her and I try to imagine her carrying a movie. Because as a background character, you know, as that detective, that's all fine and dandy. But could you imagine Rosie Perez as Harley Quinn? I think not. Now, a last point that Rosie Perez makes, where she keeps going on and on about that movie, is that these struggles that she talks about, they don't really exist. She said, that said, the opportunities that I've been presented with over 30 years in this tough industry have been outstanding. Therefore, I'm really humbled and grateful for the career that I've had and am having. Most women of color don't get the opportunities that I've gotten, and there are only a handful of us, and most women of color over a certain age, truly don't get the opportunities I've gotten and the opportunities that are still coming. So that's what humbles me. And that's Hollywood and Birds of Prey in a nutshell. People with 3 decades of experience, people making millions of dollars, telling you they can't get by because of the ism. Imagine taking that into another field. Imagine being a doctor, for example, going 3 decades and saying, yeah, I never had a chance, or doing any other job for that matter. Could you imagine being so ungrateful? And that's why people walk away in droves, because they get tired of hearing this, and yeah, yet another person attached to that same movie. But anyway, you tell me what you think here. Now, ending this, I'm going to say very briefly, thank you for showing up. Thank you for participating. You make this stuff possible. These folks, they forget exactly what empowers their endeavors. I have not forgotten that. That is you. So I always take this opportunity to thank you. If you like this content too, you want to sub and share videos, awesome. But I thank you for your time. Don't want to monopolize it any further either. So thank you, appreciate you, and now we'll get it.